Good morning. So, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, right now I'm going to be doing a ClairTarot reading for the collective whole. There's a lot of stuff going on. Did you guys hear that? Okay. Okay. Anyways, there's a lot of stuff going on right now for the collective whole, not necessarily for me and my personal life, but for the collective whole. There's this like silence, this silent period. I don't know if it's just started. I don't know if other people have noticed this for a long time, but I'm really good at ignoring and avoidance. So I haven't really noticed. I've kind of just been in my own world. But this morning I was told the silence has begun. And then came the question of, is this the silence before the storm? And that's never good. That's never good. I'm kind of just like, well, what does that mean? Like personal storm? Excuse me. Or is it like a collective storm? And then comes the question of, let me move my lights. Then comes the question of, are we the storm? So, oh goodness. Let me put this here. I'm just going to start pulling cards because this is about to get real intense. Suddenly my eyes. Allergies are suddenly acting up again. Right. So things are going on. The landscape of the world is changing. Oftentimes people who bring truth are vilified. Oftentimes when people are not ready to receive truth, the one delivering the truth is someone who is very much singled out and targeted. I don't think I'm talking about me. I hope I'm not talking about me. I'm pretty sure I'm not talking about me. I'm just in my own damn lane. Okay, guys, hold on. How's everyone doing today, though? Are you guys feeling the shifting going on? Oh, cat hair on my lip all of a sudden. Okay. All right. Okay. It's enough cards. Enough cards. All right. So another round of spiritual mitosis is occurring. Card number 34, extremes. We're going to be going through extremes. There's polarities that are forming. There are different points of view that are really, really beginning to take shape and solidify into specific groups. For individuals, this can be different aspects of yourself rising up to the surface to be observed, for you to become familiar with those aspects of yourself once again. Card number 29, perfect acceptance. You have to stop fighting your own process, okay? You have to stop trying to force yourself into some sort of box or role or whatever it is. You have to allow yourself to just flow with what your higher self is bringing you to. Oftentimes when we exist in a state of fear, we don't want to accept the aspects of ourselves that we're noticing, because what ends up happening is like, well, what if people don't accept me? What if people think I'm crazy? What if people this? What if people that? And there's always going to be people who think badly of you, no matter how good of a person you are. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. There will always be at least one person who thinks badly of you for one reason or another, no matter how beautifully you live your life, no matter how much you go out of your way to help other people, no matter. Okay. And for those of you that are wondering, like, how could someone see another person as bad if all they do is help other people? Well, because there's this logic of, oh, well, they're just trying to get clout. They're just doing that. There's, you know what? They don't really want help. Their integrity is not really there. Their reason for helping is not the right reason. There's always going to be people and reasons why you're a bad person. Okay. And those are nothing but opinions. If you know who you truly are, none of that really matters. It just doesn't, and it shouldn't matter. So card number 7, celestial teacher. Lots of high level coding has been coming down. A lot. Oh my God, what's the date? That's what it is. I heard the portals opened. It's the 4th. So guess what? Ooh, 55. Tomorrow is the 5-5 portal. 5-5 portal. That's what it is. Card number 7, celestial teacher. A lot of very high level coding is coming down because the portal is opening already. It's coming down, and this is galactic code. This is the coding that those of us who came here to help usher along an evolutionary leap in human consciousness, we're receiving these codes already. We've started. For some of us who are more sensitive or have a more pronounced purpose in this life, we've already begun feeling kind of like detached, not really here. I don't know how, and you know, that's another thing, the whole, I can't really find the right words lately. I'm like, I know what I want to say, but I can't quite find the way to express it. That's a part of codes coming in, really high codes, really high frequency coming in and causing you to go more astral than what you're used to. And when you go more astral, not fully astral, but more astral than what you're used to, a higher frequency than what you're accustomed to, the consciousness partially detaches from the physical body. And so it becomes slightly more difficult to communicate. If you guys have watched live streams where I've done extremely high frequency work for a short period, I can't talk. It's not that I don't want to talk, it's I literally can't talk. Like, I can't get my mouth to make the words come out. And that's because I've gone a little too far astral, but not far astral enough to be put to sleep. If you go fully astral, you're going to go to sleep. So card number 37, focus on the light. So many of us are surrounded by dark thoughts, by dark circumstance. And if you're just going to focus on the darkness around you, that's all you're going to notice. Okay. The light really shines bright when it's surrounded by darkness. It really does. And so if you're surrounded by darkness, please remember you are that light. You are the light that you're looking for. Okay? You don't have to be fully cognitive of how amazing you are in order for you to be amazing. Other people recognize this about you. And sometimes, I'm being told to say this. Sometimes it's the people who really can't stand you that understand the gravity of your awesomeness more than you. They recognize your power. They recognize the beauty of your existence. And for whatever reason, it just aggravates them and they can't stand it. And it doesn't really matter what their reason is, because who cares? You shouldn't care about that. You really shouldn't. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just saying you shouldn't. If you decide to care, that's up to you. But it's a waste of time, because there's nothing you're going to ever do to convince them to see the truth of who you actually are. They already see the truth of who you are. And for whatever reason, the truth of who you are irritates their demons. It does. It really does. Okay. Let's see. So you have to allow yourself to reach a new center point, okay? You have to allow yourself to reach a new center point, and it doesn't matter if you can't see what's going on yet. It doesn't matter if you don't have the ability to recognize who you are, what you're here for, none of that. Okay, remember, there is a spark of that divine consciousness, that God essence within each of us. Does that God essence, that prime creator, need you to believe in order for it to exist? No, it doesn't matter if you believe or not. It exists. Just like, there's some sort of, there's a Charlene somewhere in this world, and I don't know she exists, but because there's a divine spark of that creator energy within Charlene, it doesn't matter if Emmie knows Charlene. It doesn't matter what I think, what I know. Charlene exists. Okay, that's the same thing with this God energy. That's the same thing with you and the gravity of your journey. You don't have to fully see what's ahead of you for you to continue down your path. And oftentimes, we don't see what's ahead of us. And we have to be okay with that. Can you leave the door open? Sorry, guys. We have to allow ourselves to be rebalanced. If you're going to go to a higher level of consciousness, then what's going to end up happening is your former center of balance is no longer going to be acceptable. Okay, it's just not. The center of gravity changes as the height, the dimensions change. And so you're going to have to allow yourself to be rebalanced. You have to allow yourself to embrace who you are in all your phases. And just know the totality of who you are is in your hands already. Regardless of whatever phase you're in, the totality of who you are, what you're here to do is already within your grasp. You just have to allow yourself to admit this to yourself. It's something so profound yet so simple. Card number 17, big, bold vision. Whatever vision you've had thus far, and some of us have had no vision, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay. Whatever vision you've had of yourself in your life thus far has really just been a drop in the bucket compared to what your life is really supposed to be. And if you're not going to allow yourself to exit that mental box, this preconceived notion of how your life is supposed to go, you're never going to realize what this big, bold vision is. And that's a choice that you're making, okay? Shit, we are the storm. This is a silence before the storm. We are the storm. Oh, there's gravity to that. The silence before the storm. If we are the storm, that means we are needing to go quietly into ourselves, which many of us are at this point. Many of us are. We're needing to go quietly within ourselves and allow these higher level codes to activate dormant sections of our template. And this is needing to happen because you can't fulfill a higher level function with lower level code. Ooh, that's deep. Oh, you cannot fulfill a higher level function with lower level code. Allow yourself to grasp the gravity of that. There's so much gravity to that. So much gravity to that. And again, balance. Balance and balance. It's being reiterated. Card number 2, you're being guided to find your new center point. Notice how in this image, that center point of light, can you guys see it? Oh my God, the light is so bright. I can't even see myself, okay? I can't see. The center point, I don't know if you guys can see this because I literally can't see my monitor. The center point of light is now above the head. It's way above. That's higher levels of consciousness activating. It's no longer centered within the human body. It's above the head. And so this is what's happening for some of us. Higher levels of consciousness are being activated. And This is not something you can stop. This is not something you can slow down. This is something, if you fight it, you will create unnecessary struggle for yourself. And it's still going to happen. You are still going to activate. You are still going to fulfill whatever your life purpose is. You can't fight a soul and expect to win. You cannot fight your own soul and expect to win. You will 100% of the time lose that fight. I've tried many times. I always lose that fight. I'm just saying. Card number 4, doable. The key is within your grasp. You have to allow yourself to break free of that box of confinement before you can grab that key. That key was never contained within these boxes of what's socially acceptable, what's considered norm, what's considered, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm starting to feel fluctuations in energy. Major fluctuations in energy. Gosh, I hate allergies. Card number 8, the path. Allow yourself to travel down the path. This is your path, not anyone else's path. And you have to recognize, I hope you guys can see this, sometimes the path is not a linear line. Well, all the time, the path is not a linear line. If you think you're going to go from point 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, you are sorely mistaken. That is not how soul operates. Soul will cause an involution for your evolution. Involution for evolution. A diving deep into yourself, a tightening of that spiral. If you feel like you're spiraling out of control, that's just your monkey mind. That's your monkey mind. Your monkey mind is what's losing control. Your monkey mind is no longer able to manipulate and use your fear to confine you. Spiraling out of control. People are so afraid of whatever it is that they're going through. And I mean, do you really know why you're afraid? Because it's an unknown, because you can feel yourself on some level, you're aware of your rise back to your greatness. I mean, what are you really afraid of? Many of us don't know what we're afraid of. Many of us are just like, this is an unknown. I don't know what this is. I don't know if I can control it. What if I hurt someone? What if I lose control? What if you just chill? What if you just allow yourself to continue unfolding, to continue blossoming, to continue expanding in your consciousness through your experiences? What if that? And I'll tell you this, if you're one of those people who exist in such a state of fear because of the what ifs, the people who ask this question, the people who are so afraid of the potentiality of the answer to this question, the what ifs, those are the ones who typically would never hurt anyone. You would never intentionally hurt anyone. So why would you think that you would hurt people and just leave it at that? Accidents happen, right? You accidentally step on someone's toe. Does that mean, well, damn, the what if came true, and so I should never, ever, ever walk again? I should just stay seated so that I don't ever step on anyone's toe again. No, if you step on someone's toe, you acknowledge, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Are you okay? Can I help in any way? And then you move forward from that. So it's the same thing with your spiritual, energetic development, because we're all going to be developing. Whether you have an elevated purpose in life, like a higher purpose or not, you're just here for the experience. It doesn't matter. All of us are elevating at the same time. Varying rates of elevation, but all of us are elevating. So card number 6, Epiphany, reveal your gifts. Your gifts are going to be revealed. They're going to first be revealed to you. And whether you want to see them or not, Because look at that. I don't know if you guys can see. She's wearing a mask. She's wearing a mask, and it's like she's trying to blind herself with what? Old leaves, old sticks. What are twigs? What are twigs but points of attachment for leaves? And if you have dried out leaves and twigs covering your vision, what's that tell you? To me, that message is that you're allowing the old you to block yourself from seeing the new you. Your attachment to non-sustainable connections with other people, connections with certain places in your life and your journey. That's what's obscuring your view, your devotion, your loyalty to the old. And I'm not saying if something is old, then you have to trade it in for something new. I'm saying don't allow this old mindset to keep you from receiving the new. It's the mindset. If you're going to really, really cling to an old mindset that no longer serves you, it's going to continue to not serve you. That's just that's a given. It's going to continue to not serve you. And that's up to you though. Okay. But that's going to create more struggle because your soul is going to continue to evolve. And if you want to stay confined into that old space, a space you've outgrown, get ready to feel uncomfortable. It's like saying at 8 years old, you believe you have already reached the pinnacle of your growth. And so you're not going to get any other size shoe. Right? An 8-year-old's foot trying to stay that size. Good luck with that. That's going to be ridiculously painful. It's going to be something that's going to affect your growth, your ability to walk forward, to stand, all of that. It's going to create so much unnecessary pain in your life. And that's what's going on. That's what's going on. If you're going to confine yourself to that old shoe size, that's up to you. Card number 16, hope. There's a lot of hope that's being peddled. Hope, like faith, needs to be allowed to what? 84% at 844. Hope, just like faith, needs to be allowed to blossom into a state of knowing. Because faith and hope, it gives this impression of you're waiting for an external factor, something outside of yourself, to come in on a white horse and make things okay. Because you're not capable of doing that on your own, in your own terms, at your own time. When you allow faith and hope to ripen into a state of gnosis, you know this situation will resolve. You know you will have a part in the resolution. And you have the power to do this. You have the authority to do this for yourself in your life. And so allowing your faith and your hope to ripen into a state of knowing, that's what we need to be doing at this point. That's what we need to be doing. And I'm not talking about a false state of knowing, a false sense of knowing, because there are people who think that just making the statement is enough, like everything's going to be okay. Yet they don't take the action that's necessary to implement the solution that will lead to everything being okay. This is a multi-factor type of thing. You can't just say, well, I said everything will be okay, so everything will be okay. No, you have to put the work into it. You have to allow yourself to be guided to the solutions that then need to be implemented. And once you begin to implement, you have to then choose to maintain. Because if you don't, oftentimes it will revert back to whatever it was before. So card number 16, what you want wants you. You want to grow? Do you want to evolve? Do you want to continue forward in your journey? That wants you too. Your higher self wants you to become fully aware of where you're at in your journey. That doesn't mean Your higher self is wanting you to reach an ascended master status. That doesn't mean your higher self is telling you you need to do this and you need to do that, and if you don't, then you failed, and that's that. That means your higher self is saying, hey, there's a task at hand. I want you to begin thinking about how you're going to accomplish this. I want you to begin really, really being fully present as we experience this together. I want you to be open to receiving the very puzzle pieces that you're searching for. That sometimes in that search, all you're doing is making it even harder for you to find the very thing you're looking for. Sometimes this knowing that you have to look for something is all that really needs to happen. Because once you know you have to do something, you have to wait for something, that kind of opens you to receiving, right? Usually. Some people are able to use that as a way to close themselves down even further. And you know what? That's their own organic process. Sometimes it's in that rebelliousness, that fighting against the will of your own soul. That's the very thing that initiates the process that leads to the results that you're fighting against anyways. That's what happens for me all the time. So don't get too hard on yourself just because you don't understand. I don't think you're really meant to understand until after you have already experienced it. Much of the soul lessons that we go through, you're not meant to understand it before you go through it, because if you already understood it, you wouldn't have to go through it. It's the same thing I tell my kids. If they get frustrated because they don't understand their homework, if they don't understand the schoolwork, they get so frustrated. And I'm like, I don't understand why you're frustrated, because I don't expect you to know this. The reason we're covering this subject matter is because you don't know this. This is a process of you allowing yourself to learn it. And if you're going to get really, really upset with yourself because you don't know something that you're learning, that doesn't really make sense, does it? I don't have an expectation of you to be some genius that already knows things before you cover it, before you learn it. Because if that was the case, we wouldn't be doing any of this. And you know, that applies to every aspect of your life. We have this concept of, because I don't know this, I've somehow failed, I'm behind. No, the reason it's being brought to you is for you to learn it. You get that? That makes sense, right? Okay, so let's pull a couple last cards. Okay, well, these are the cards. I'll pull one more. Oh, a chicken. Oh, I want to buy chickens today. I don't know where I'm going to buy chickens. Oh, here. Okay. Oh, okay, 4 cards. Okay. Oasis of hope. The successes that seem impossible are all the more precious for their unlikelihood. These are reminders of divine power, the triumph of hope of winning against the odds. Remember that life thrives hidden in the desert. Do not give up hope. Believe in the inevitability of your beautiful destiny. Grace within reach. It's okay to feel like a mess right now, to feel that you need help, and to want to resolve whatever has troubled your heart or mind. My grace is within reach. As you ask for my help, I shall lift you into safety and peace now. Now is the time. Now is the time to be open to what will be. Embrace your destiny. It's calling you forward even while it's hurtling towards you. Your time is now. There's no, and this is one of the things that people really struggle with. They think like, when I get to this point, when I get to that point, by the time you get to that point, you are too busy worrying about the next point. So if you are fully present, you can then fully reap the benefits of the lessons you're learning. If you're only partially present, meaning you're experiencing life as it is, but you're so worried about next month that you're not fully here, fully paying attention to what you're learning, there's a very high likelihood that you're going to repeat this lesson next month. And then people fall into the fall into the mindset of, oh, I just keep repeating the same cycles. I'm in a karmic loop. I'm being, this is my karmic debt. I'm being punished. All these things that people believe in. No, it's because you're choosing to continue to drag out that lesson. If you don't fully learn the lesson in the moment, it will come back again. It will continue. Oh, look at that. Your time will come. Some souls are slower to blossom, building their inner beauty over time, until just the right moment. Then the fullness of their beauty, power, and grace is revealed, providing powerful healing medicine for those in need of comfort and hope. So you are going through everything that you need to go through to get to where you need to be, and just flow with it. Stop fighting yourself. Stop fighting your journey. Just flow with it. Okay? So you guys, just flow with your journey. I'm trying to block you from the sun. I can see you now. Oh, I can see me now. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. I'll be coming live again. I'm being encouraged to read for Pisces. 78% at 8:53. 788. 5 plus 3 is 8. 7888. I love you guys. I'll be back live in a few minutes. Bye.